Hi everyone, comic book reviewer here. This time reviewing on Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga. Now as you know, Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga is a recent 2024 post-apocalypse action film, which was meant to be the fifth installment in the whole Mad Max film series, and the first one not to feature the title character Mad Max, and meant to focus on, the character from the 2015 film Furiosa. And usually, prequels try and will have to answer questions to explain how a character comes to be. And the best way I can sum up Furiosa's origin is trying to mix a number of Mad Max stuff, but trying to poorly done to make it her own origin. So the premise of the film is meant to follow, decades after the apocalypse. We see how in the green place of many, we see how Furiosa ends up being taken as well as held prisoner by Demetrius, who is meant to be this sort of evil, over-the-top warlord of the whole bike horde, and we see how he learns on her arm that she has a map that can lead to a place of where she lives, and how there is green, basically drinkable water and everything else. And after, her mum tries to tragically save her but ends up getting killed, we see how Furiosa slowly ends up in the hands of Immortan Joe, and over the film we see how Furiosa comes to be. We see how she has to take on Lord Darius, now older. We kind of see how, she ends up kind of becoming the person she's going to be. And the best way I can sum up the whole film is mixing a number of Mad Max stuff, but not really knowing where it wanted to be, because I think the problem with Lord Demetrius is that he's just basically a more younger version of the Toe Cutter, and obviously his gang are kind of like the represents of them. The problem with Lord Demetrius is that he could have been something interesting, because I think what made the Toe Cutter and their gang work was that they were meant to be these unruly bikers. We kind of saw how Max's police force had to deal with them now that, humanity was on its last legs. You could really get this sense that, Max was kind of worried about becoming anything like the Toe Cutter and his gang. It's clear they're trying to mirror that a little bit. And when you kind of got the scene where they have the big rig and it's trying to do the whole Mad Max 2 kind of near the end thing, where they're kind of showing the characters getting picked up one by one. Or, when you kind of also have near the end where she has, where Furiosa has her own pursuit special and goes after, Demetrius and what remains of his gang. They're kind of mimicking a bit too much from the first film near the end. And I think there's moments where the film works, and there are moments where it's clearly copying and pasting things, because I think the whole, having Furiosa start off as a child, and then slowly have, Anya Taylor-Joy play Furiosa really works, because I think he can actually play this character who is trying to deal with this whole new world, this whole new dangers, and trying to be coming out of her comfort zone with everything happening to her. And I do feel like, there are moments where they are copying a bit too much from the first film. And it's clear that, when you kind of have Tom Burke playing the role as, Jack, who is meant to be Furiosa's friend and love interest, is obviously meant to be Max's wife, but they just don't do much of his character. And I can kind of give the film credit is that it is bringing back characters from Fury Road, but trying to do with what they could with the surviving cast members for Immortan Joe, because I think the new actor playing Immortan Joe actually still does a decent job and still tries to be like what Hugh Caseburn was. And yeah, they actually do show Nathan Jones can still play the role of basically Immortan Joe's over-the-top brooding son. And I think he still does a good job. The rest of the film, it just comes across like they're copying and pasting numerous of things from Mad Max. And I think it's a shame. And yeah, when you kind of got the whole tattoo thing, they're representing the whole Mad Max Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles episode. But the problem is, copying and pasting stuff is just trying to say, remember when we did this? Remember when we did that? Do you want to watch the older Mad Max films? So I think to me is that Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga, has a combination of ideas that work, but a lot of it relies too much on nostalgia. It's copying and pasting things that it clearly knows it doesn't need to happen. And I think it's a shame they do waste some characters' potential, but not knowing really where it really wanted to be. So, yeah, I do think the film deserves a thumbs down. Not good, not interesting, and clearly there could have been something much better with this film's potential in telling a story to Furiosa. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.